So, think you've made so many mistakes and bad choices that God doesn't want to be bothered with you? I know what you mean. I used to feel the same way. But I just wanted to point out that God has shown us in His Word how that Jesus did not feel that way, and Jesus never, in fact, the people that Jesus goes after and has the biggest heart for throughout Scripture are those who have made the biggest mistakes and who have sinned the greatest, if you will. And one example that I just love is the woman at the well, because the woman at the well, I think you probably already know the story. It goes into this part of Samaria where, first of all, Samaritans are outcast. They're half breeds, and so they're outcast. And so he was in this part of the country, and he decided to send his disciples on and sit and wait for them by the well. And he's sitting there, and along comes this woman. Now, this is not just a Samaritan woman. She's already an outcast because, number one, she's a Samaritan, a half breed. Number two, she's a woman. In that time, women were not at the same, they were not at the same thought of in the same way as men. And then thirdly, she was an outcast among outcasts. She had sinned sinned in their eyes so greatly that they had outcast her. In fact, she was so badly ridiculed and outcast that she came to the well when Jesus was there. It was at the noon hour when he came there to the well. And the custom was that women that were going to come and get their water, they would come early in the morning before the sun got too hot. So it's because they got to carry these big jugs of water. And so this woman was so outcast that she would rather wait and go in the heat of the day. The women, she didn't want to go in the morning when she knew the other women would be there, nor in the evening when she knew they would be there. So she'd rather wait and go in the middle of the day in the hot sun and deal with that, so she could go get her water, so she wouldn't have to deal with the ridicule. And so she was not just an outcast, but she was an outcast among outcasts. And so she came to the well, and Jesus spoke to her. And she's shocked because, first of all, this is a Jewish man. He's supposed to be better than them, whatever. And then, secondly, he's a man, and he's speaking to her, and she's, you know, so she's shocked, first of all. And Jesus does that. He approaches her, and he saves her, and he extends grace to her. And so, this is what Jesus does. He doesn't just go and get those that are squeaky clean. He gets those that are. It's never too late. There's nothing ever too bad that he can't save us from. And so, I like that example because it just reminds me of how how great this grace is, how great and abounding it is. And so, whatever. It's great enough to cover any sin. And so I just wanted to make sure that I put that out there. And so if there's anyone that you know that may benefit from that message, share it with them. Okay.